From the central coast of New South Wales, Australia, it's the #1 podcast for the X-Men animated series. This is Generation X-Men with Bender and Brooksy.
Yes, it is. This is Generation X-Men. I'm Bender, and with me, as always, is Brooksy.
Hey, hey.
Like the name suggests, we are Generation X-Men, and you are too. If you're new to this, what we'll be doing is going through all 5 seasons of X-Men the animated series, one episode at a time, giving you our thoughts, X-Quiz, Tally Time, and most importantly, having a laugh as well. Now, we are late, Brooksy.
It's been a while.
Boy, that last episode must have really took it out of us. I'd say it's been about 2 months since it's last been up, and I don't know if we should double dip on No Mutant as an island, but we screened the unaltered original version of the episode today, and I just want to have a little chat about it because
It's weird.
it's weird. It is just as whack as the last one, but it's available on all US streaming services. Not available over here in Australia. I had to go into the deep dark webs and find out through Video Daily Motion or whatever and find the episode. And when I did, I tripped out. Said, I've got to get a rip of this somehow, and watched it and showed it to you. And yeah, it's really cool because this is like seeing another version of the movie you like, but it's like directed by someone else or made by someone else. Like watching Evil Dead 1 and 2, which is basically the same thing, or El Mariachi and Desperado, you know what I mean? Yeah. It's got that sort of weird sort of vibe to it, and you prefer the fixed version, is that right, Brooksy?
Yeah, I don't know whether it's just because I've seen it a few more times, but yeah, there's a lot to shock me in this one.
I think this unaltered one, is more logical. It's logically sound because, you know, it's nighttime when the chopper shows up in this one as opposed to daytime. So when the spotlight comes on, it makes sense. In daytime, you think, why is the spotlight on? Why are they hurt by the light? Because in this one, it's nighttime. The names make sense. It's Barber, not Barker. You know what I mean? The fire hydrants at a scale. And Cyclops has gone on his normal civvies of just the blue jacket and beige pants instead of this weird suit that we saw him in. That being said, it's just as whack animation-wise.
Yeah.
I said it looked like one of those Bible cartoons, like if you wake up too early on a Sunday morning, flick on the TV, there's these weird Bible cartoons I remember watching on. I thought, why is this so wacky? All the gestures are exaggerated. When they turn around, they really roll their heads around and talk with their hands too much. But I might have to break this down like with a video breakdown. I'm thinking,
all right,
I'll do a video essay for the for our YouTube channel.
Okay.
You know? I think this might be our first video essay I do for it. I don't know if I'll appear on screen or not. I'm still thinking about that, but I've got so much to say about it, actually.
I suppose that would work the best because you're really talking about these visual changes. So.
I think, like you said, that makes total sense. Like, I can't really explain it.
No.
You have to see it.
Yeah.
And I'm sure I'd be allowed to post that up on YouTube, and it'll be an interesting watch. Alrighty, coming up in the episode, we've got, what the hell's it called again? Obsession. Warren Worthington III returns. I haven't got any notes written down. I was too busy writing notes about about No Mutant as an island. But I remember this episode a fair bit. Like, I think it's one of the ones that sort of came back after a brief stint of X-Men like going off TV for a bit. I think they must have ran out of episodes or whatever. But I remember it coming back and being shocked when it was on TV. I was like, oh, crap. X-Men's back on. I think I remember it in an afternoon or something.
All right.
So I quickly grabbed a tape, chucked it in, and started recording.
When was it on the Arvo?
I don't know. I think some sort of I'm probably wrong, but in just my memory, I remember it being on in the afternoon. That's why I was so shocked by it.
Right.
So, what's going on? X-Men's not on the afternoon. So I quickly grabbed a tape and put it in. Maybe it was a replay or something. I don't know. Channel 10-2 or whatever. I don't know. There's no such thing. But that's what it would be like today if it existed.
Yeah.
So we'll break that down shortly. Marvel movie news returns, and as we were away for a long time, we've got a lot to catch up on. Got our thoughts on Captain Marvel, which we had each seen, and we've got some new trailers to break down, Avengers Endgame and Dark Phoenix, so look forward to that. Generation Mailbag returns with our first ever email. Yeah. I'm excited to see this. I didn't think our listeners knew how to email. We're available on every other platform, so emails are sort of becoming out of date. Plus, mutant merch. I've been on the hunt for action figures, and I've got some to add to the Brooksy X-Men collection. All other Marvel characters stay at my house, where I can look at them. So now all my X-Men collections come over here, and I can be reminded about what I've got and make sure not to get any doubles online later on. All right, we're going to break down the episode in a moment, but before we get into that, it's time for X Quiz.
Pop quiz, Hotshot.
Pop quiz!
Pop quiz, asshole.
Time for a surprise quiz?
Won't be a pop quiz on Wednesday. There's a pop quiz. Pop quiz.
So how many you got today, boss?
I only have one.
You have one.
I have one. So I'm interested to see how many you have.
I've got 3.
3. Okay. I didn't think it was a high trivia episode.
No, not very much.
There's wordage on the screen that I couldn't make out. And if you had the DVD and pause it, you probably still couldn't make it out.
No, that's right.
It's like red writing on a red background. I thought, I don't think he's going to go for this.
No. All right, we'll kick it off with what card is Gambit rolling in between his fingers?
I'll say that it's the same card that he's always playing with, like an ace of spades.
That's correct.
Does he not have any other card? I think they must be the easiest to draw.
Yeah, I think that's more like it.
A heart is just a similar sort of thing, but it doesn't even have the stalk at the bottom. Give us a heart one time. All right, I'll hit you with mine. During the satellite feed, when they're scanning for the ship and find it, the UFO ship, what is the satellite feed called?
Vanguard.
It is called Vanguard.
That
The
was
Vanguard
question number 2.
satellite feed.
Yeah.
I thought that was very interesting. It had
was.
It had wording underneath. I thought I won't write that up because I don't know. It just said unidentified. I think it said something like unidentified object or something like that.
Yeah, something. And my third one is what code deactivates the ship's energy prison trap?
This is one line that I do remember. Like, whenever I think about this episode, I always remember ship code 8293.
That is correct. And that's all. That's all I have.
X quiz, baby.
Previously on X-Men.
So there was no previously on X-Men, which annoys me. And,
Why is that?
well, when we get to it in the episode, I'll bring it up then. So we'll talk about it then. Okay.
All right, ready.
All right. Yeah. No previously on X-Men, so it's 0.
They mustn't have needed it. There's enough in this episode that we didn't have to fill it out.
We'll wait till we get to it and I'll talk about it.
All right, I'm ready. I can't wait now. On this week's breakdown, get Tosh to break it down for us.
His breakdowns are really quick. This, that. Let's go.
He makes up a whole bunch of jokes before he does the breakdown.
Yeah, he's also got a team of writers too.
It's just me, and I can't make that many jokes about an episode
No.
on the day that I'm watching it. Maybe one day I will.
Break it down, mofos.
Break it down.
Break it down.
Now it's time for a breakdown.
Break down. Go ahead. Give it to me.
Breakdown.
Where is she?
Okay, so today we are doing episode number 35, season 3, episode 10, Obsession. The original air date for this one was September 24, 1994. It was written by Adam Gillard and directed by Larry Houston.
On you, Larry. Back to career form here, baby. This is like the X-Men we're used to.
So we kick straight off with Archangel bitching about Apocalypse.
Also kick off straight away with a stolen sound effect.
Oh, yeah?
It's like the big armature that's going on like a... That's just a Star Wars one.
All right.
Whenever some sort of ship is docking in like the Death Star or whatever, it always makes that sound.
Right.
So I found that one straight away.
So he looks like he's inside some sort of like museum storeroom or something. There's all these crates and all these old antique statues and...
Big Easter Island heads in the shape of Apocalypse,
Yeah.
but different sort of technique. Like there's a Mayan head, an Egyptian head, and all that sort of cool stuff. So really setting up that Apocalypse is a man of the world.
Yes. So he's got these two blokes working for him and he keeps telling them about Apocalypse. And then he's like, careful with this one. This could be the key. And he's like, yeah, you say that about every bloody thing we've opened,
Every
mate.
box, mate. I think there should be more irritated Australians working for people in high power.
And he says, I don't pay you to jabber. Because that's his job. The two employees like air spraying off this old tombstoney tablet sort of thing, reading the hieroglyphs. And then Angel immediately recognizes the large pictures. It's Apocalypse.
He's breathing fire in the traditional Egyptian sideways sort of thing. I think he's holding up somebody and breathing fire, and he's got a really funny hat on. I love seeing drawings of Apocalypse by different tribes or whatever.
It's just like in the Mummy.
Blue gold. It's great saying.
Where'd our stinky friend get?
See. And lo, he leveled our city and laid waste our fields. Lord of destruction, the invincible one.
He is not invincible.
Lord of Destruction, the invincible one.
Yeah, and Angel's like, he is not invincible.
He's so mad.
And after all this guy's like, I've had enough of the day. And they say the same thing. Everything says the same thing about Apocalypse. He's invincible and there's no magical ancient way to defeat him. So he decides he's had enough. He's going to head out for the day. And as he grabs his hat and coat, Angel decides he's going to shoot poisonous metal feathers at him.
Locks the door closed. You're not leaving till I'm leaving.
No one rests till he is destroyed.
I don't know why his vendetta is so strong against Apocalypse. He just turned him blue and turned the wings he hated metal. Is it that bad that your wings are corrugated iron now?
Stop whinging.
Calm
you
down.
Billionaire.
I don't know why he was whinging so hard in the first place. You millionaire look like an angel. You're going to be fine. You're going to be fine.
So then he hears the doorbell ring. And he opens up the door, and there's like another professory-looking bloke. And he's like, "You're late." And then the storm cracks or something. As soon as he opens the door, it's like
Blowing a gale outside and a lightning bolts on his entrance.
does he control the weather as well, or what?
The scientist's got all these rolls of paper and documents, so he's the thinking man scientist, the researcher.
Other question I've got is, how late is this guy? He must be late because the other two are like, "Look, we've had enough for the day. We're going home." It's not 9:30, is it? It's got to be late in the arvo.
Yeah, this guy's showing up at 6 o'clock.
Yeah, he's showing up late. He is late.
So maybe these guys are working overtime. So
That's right.
Could be real late.
That's what I'm thinking.
This bloke's just running late at the library.
So he's found the scroll that Worthington has read about. Mm-hmm. It was unearthed during the Ming Dynasty.
12th century Ming Dynasty.
Oh, breaks the heart.
And the head. You hit me, Dad.
Do you know when the Ming Dynasty was?
I have no idea when the Ming Dynasty was.
I wrote this in my notes if I needed another X quiz.
Well, Ming Dynasty always seems to pop up. It seems to be a popular
that's why I
dynasty.
wrote it down.
Isn't that the dynasty of New Hachi from Temple of Doom as well? Oh no, it's from the Manchu dynasty or something like that.
Temple of Doom, mate. I don't know. I don't want to know.
This New Hachi's a really small guy. Come on, it's a classic, bro.
So the Ming Dynasty was 276 years, ran from 1368 to 1644.
So finding shit from the Ming Dynasty would be a pretty big deal.
Yeah. The writing says that there is a spot on the back of Apocalypse's neck, and if you pierce it, he will be no more. So this is what he's been looking for. Wellington's vengeance will be mine.
So this is a secret spot. This is the, the stake in the heart for the vampire or the silver bullet or whatever. It's a spot on the back of his neck.
He's worked it out. It also turns out here Worthington has some sort of control room set up to monitor any apocalypse sightings.
Yeah, he's like a storm chaser. He just chases Cyclone that's just chasing Apocalypse.
And there's been like one sighting in the last 30 minutes in New York Harbor.
I wonder if he's got like, those gaugometers and, Ghostbusters stuff that measure like Apocalypse's scent or any sort of radiation. Oh, Apocalypse was here, mate. The chart's going off. I want an Apocalypse scanner. Let's make it happen. An Apocalypse meter. Who's just like...
He's a 7 on the Apocalypse scale. Get him.
Get him in the back of the neck.
Looking for me, my prodigal son?
For the last time!
So apparently Apocalypse is cruising around the Statue of Liberty when Archangel shows up and Apocalypse decides to get big and everything.
He gets bigger than I think we've ever seen him before.
He gets massive.
And he's laughing his ass off. And I also I think this is the first performance of the new Apocalypse voice actor.
It does sound a little different.
This is the Apocalypse that I'm most familiar with sounding because the laugh is very distinguished, I think. They're really close sounding to each other, but this is the voice I'm most familiar with For some reason, I don't know why this one, I know him more from the later episodes than the earlier ones, because I watch them equally.
So all we really see here is like Archangel flying around, and Apocalypse goes the big backhand at
He
him.
gives him the backhander, -5 love.
And then we smash cut to the mansion with the electrical storm still going on outside. We go into the war room and we hear over the thing, it sounds like the professor.
The house computer sounds almost exactly like Xavier. Well, it is Xavier, so maybe he's put his voice into the Bat computer to make him sound... to make the computer sound like him.
So it says, new Shi'ar technology has helped me detect and define a mysterious vessel. It's more than a mile long and disappeared soon after detection.
Looks to me like an old VCR remote controller, the design on it, and it's got that big sort of gem in the middle.
The voice to me sort of reminded me of Batman Returns, where it's very large, very fast.
Oh, I'm just trying to remember more quotes from the computer lady voice.
That was all I could
30
remember.
seconds to ignition.
Something is wrong.
Something has jammed the signal.
Alert! Mutant incident on Liberty Island.
Please identify.
Archangel.
He's fighting Apocalypse. That's crazy.
Archangel, he's fighting Apocalypse. That's crazy.
Gambit, that's crazy. Not really, Gambit.
No, that's all he does.
There's always shit going down in New York. There's always a mutant attack. Why are you so surprised by Apocalypse?
Return to me, O sweet death, my horseman, and all shall be forgiven.
Forgiven? You ruined my life.
Apocalypse tries to reason with Archangel, so it tells him that if he comes back and be his horseman again, all will be forgiven. But Archangel doesn't have it. He's no one's slave.
He's not having it. And to me, Apocalypse sounds like he's just really trolling him hard. And he thinks it's so funny that Archangel is so pissed at him. I think one of the lines, return to me, sweet death.
That's it.
My horseman. Sweet death. I love it. Apocalypse is such a dick.
So this is when the X-Men show up and Cyclops blasts Apocalypse in the back.
Classic.
Also wanted to mention Cyclops here. He's wearing his jacket in this episode.
He's wearing his jacket, but I don't think he's wearing his gloves, which tripped me out.
Archangel decides, with Apocalypse distracted with the X-Men, he will rip off one of the spikes off the Lady of Liberty and try to ram it into the back of Apocalypse's neck.
One of the tiara's spikes that do look like they're just meant to be ripped off and stabbed into something. Which I thought, oh, he's got him here.
Here we go. This is going to be quick. But, of course, this doesn't work.
What's really cool about this fight scene, the whole team is working as a team, and they successfully take him down. I think it's just Cyclops, Rogue, Wolverine, Beast, and Gambit, right? So there's missing a few others. But I wrote down here, Rogue Ball. She flies straight at Apocalypse's the back of his knee, then she tucks into a ball and rolls and rolls and rolls and takes out his knee. I thought that was heaps cool.
Yeah, Gambit's over his shoulder. He throws he's got 3 cards in his fist. He flicks them all at the
Wolverine
same time.
style. He's got him in between his fingers.
Ting, ting, ting. And then Beast runs over with his large chain, runs it over Apocalypse. That says Gulliver's Travel style.
That popped me. I love that. But it's cool. This Beast is doing some cool shit in here. I'm finally getting some Beast action. Throws the anchor in, and it's like a big chain on the end of it. And yes, Gulliver's Travel style.
Wolverine runs up his chest, tries to stab Apocalypse, but he just grows even larger now. He punches Wolverine off.
Oh, yeah.
And then cleans all the other X-Men up and throws Archangel at them.
Yeah, there's heaps of cool stuff like that.
Because he's still got Archangel in his hand.
He's got him in his hand the whole time. I think he blocks a Cyclops shot with Archangel's
He does.
back.
That's it. Yeah.
Oh, Cyclops, ooh, shit, I just got Warren right in the back.
So he stands up now and just flies off into the night sky. Rogue flies Archangel over to a bench and lies him down. So she picks him up out of the water, but she doesn't pick up Cyclops.
Yeah, she leaves Cyclops in the water, freezing to death.
Warren?
He's not Warren anymore, Shell. Apocalypse machine make him L'Ange du Mort, the Angel of Death, now and forever.
You're wrong. Before, when I absorbed his spirit, I could feel it. Whatever he's going through, deep down, he is still Warren Worthington.
I asked you, how do you spell Lange du Mort? Because I want to Google that to make sure the translation.
Is that right?
I don't know. I'll check it now. Lange du Mort. The way I've written it, it's Gaelican to lounge gave a lot. Hang on. I'll just go the Angel of Death and translate it to French. Lange is L apostrophe ANGE DEMOT. Lange du Mort. But it's got an extra LA in it, so Lange de la Mort.
Back in the war room, the professor is listing the places Apocalypse has attacked. A power station here, a defense plant here, an industrial park here.
And it's actual Xavier this time, not the computer
That's
Xavier.
right.
Now that reminds me of is when Alfred put his brain algorithm into the Bat computer in Batman and Robin and is talking to Alicia Silverstone. Don't know why, but that's just in my head.
Suit me up, Uncle Alfred.
That's it. She's supposed to be British, but she's not. So you did the reverse thing. I programmed my brain algorithms into the Bat computer to create a virtual simulation.
So, yeah, the professor is going for all these things. Power station, defense plant, industrial park. But the X-Men didn't care about them. The Apocalypse has been all these places, whatever. But he comes after Lady Liberty. Look out.
No one fucks up my statue.
The alarms go off for anything. Oh, attacking the Statue of Liberty. Get on it, boys.
Oh, what's the line from Ghostbusters 2 when the goose starts attacking the Statue of Liberty?
Man, this
is your movie, man. This is your chance. I thought the reference was coming.
No, I don't have it. Beast then uses the Shi'ar tech to project out the next attack from all the previous ones. They then pick up Apocalypse's mighty ship again, and Beast reads out of this book about all this bullshit about Apocalypse. I don't know where to get this book from. It's just the Marvel Encyclopedia of Apocalypse or something. I don't know.
He's got the first edition.
Early apocalyptic scholars referred to, and I quote, a mighty ship designed by creatures from beyond the stars.
And the professor has heard of this living vessel, open to reason. So Beast knows that this is the weapon, and he needs to use it against Apocalypse to defeat him. He thinks this is the key.
This is the key.
We go to the infirmary now, and Rogue takes off old Archangel's hood, which confused me. It's like he's just wearing a hoodie, but it's really tight over his head.
A tight hoodie. It's like Kathy Freeman's running suit
yeah,
in the 2000 Olympics. It's a very Australian reference, everybody. I don't expect anyone to get that.
She did win gold in the 400 in 2000.
So it's kind of like the Phantom's outfit, if that makes more sense to everybody. But it's not Velcro and it's not Billy Zane under there.
But it pulls down, it doesn't pull off.
Yeah, it pulls down like a proper hoodie, yeah. It doesn't have the eye mask across the front. Everyone's familiar with the Phantom.
Everybody knows the Phantom. Nobody says no to the Phantom.
Exactly. So you beat me to it.
So she asks...
Old jungle saying. How
many smoking into Skull Cave.
How many Phantom references are we going to squeeze into every one of these episodes?
Week, Phantom references.
I don't get it.
More Xander Drax.
Well, he's good. He's amazing. Here we're going to the Devil's Vortex. Anyway.
We could do this all day. So Rogue asks...
Damn you, Brooks, you're making me like that movie again.
It is great. It is great.
Do this every time.
Anyway, Rogue.
Let's move on.
Rogue asks how could Archangel have gone after Apocalypse like that? And he says, no pain can equal the pain Apocalypse has put me through. You should understand that better than any.
See, still not pain enough. He's only just used him and lied to him. A bit light brainwashing. That's nothing to get this vendetta on from what we've seen. And turned him blue.
So, yeah, this is the point I was alluding to previously on X-Men. So, we get this flashback here of Rogue in the Come of the Apocalypse episode where she's drowning his powers and all that stuff. They could have clearly just put this in previously on X-Men.
You're right, they could have done that.
Yeah, they couldn't have just put it in the episode. It's just taken up super time, taking you out of the story. I don't like it.
Oh, right. So that's what you think the previous on X-Men should be.
Yes.
So we don't need any flashback.
You can just punch a couple of Apocalypse things in there. So you're like, oh, Apocalypse episode, awesome. Because it's bloody,
get you excited. Oh, I know what's coming now.
It's called Obsession. What is Obsession? It could be anything. So yeah, cool, got some of that. Get some of the Rogue taking Archangel's power, that sort of stuff.
Well, that's a good reason to have it, Brooksy.
Yeah.
I mean, I was not a huge fan of previously on X-Men because I just want to get to the episode. But in this case, yes, that definitely would help.
Yeah, because he's said this line that you should understand that. It should just be for us to remember, that's happened.
Yeah, that's right. Don't need that flashback.
Yeah, you don't have to fill it in.
Don't need to hold our hand through it. Yeah, that's cool.
So yeah, that's my gripe with previously on X-Men.
It's a good gripe. I'll pay that.
You may have saved me, but nothing can take away my desire for revenge.
But Apocalypse, he's immortal. No one can hurt him.
That's what he wants us to believe.
I should point out when Gambit's listening into this conversation, he's flicking through his card doing a card trick, and the Larry Houston trademark classic here, the rack focus from the card, whoop, the focus goes to Gambit's face. In all the cartoons I remember watching, this is the only cartoon that I've seen something cinematic like that.
Okay.
He seems to really be into that sort of staging and trying to evoke feelings of having we're watching an actual movie and there's an actual camera being used, which I think is really interesting in Larry's style.
Right.
I always look forward to seeing those shots. They always pop.
Yeah, he's flicking the ace of spades up and down his fingers like Boris with the pen and gold knife. That's what it comes back to for me. But just as she is saying she doesn't want to help, Cyclops brings into the room and tells them they found this ship and it's time to go. And Archangel says he has no time for thought out plans. He wants Apocalypse.
Shoot now.
Shoot now, shoot later, shoot some more.
Shoot always. Always be shooting.
Yeah, he wants Apocalypse destroyed. So he flies up, and then we've got ceiling windows. He removes the window and takes off out of the infirmary.
See, I was under the impression he was just going to fly straight through the roof somehow, but there's somehow a window there. He stops, takes it out, drops it on the ground, then flies through. I thought, he's not in that much of a hurry. No. If he's got time to uninstall the ceiling light, skylight, and just
I love that there is just ceiling windows now because so many people come flying through the roof all the time. They're like, look, we're putting in these ceiling windows. If any of these idiots flying around, please open the window before you take it out.
It's lucky that he was on the top floor too. What if he was on the floor before the top floor? He just smashes through the rec room. Someone's playing video games, Mortal Kombat. So, hey, I'm in the middle of a game here. He goes, oh, sorry, and then flies out the other window. That was very convenient and lucky.
Rogue then wants to go with him, but Gambit pleads with her. Says, revenge make him reckless. He'd take you down with him.
That's very smart from Gambit.
But Rogue doesn't listen to anyone, and she takes off after him. Cyclops is like, oh, okay, everyone else, let's go. And he's like, oh, Gambit, he's gone too.
Gambit's out already.
See, no one listens to Cyclops.
Gambit's just looking after his lady, man.
He stormed in with 2 people, with already 3 people in the room. 3 of them already took off. No, gone. Terrible leader.
Oh, hashtag sorry, Marcus. Cyclops has no authority. Well, he vanished in the last episode.
Yeah,
I'm not going to take orders. I'm not getting orders from this quitter.
Yeah, that's right. This is where we get shots now of Apocalypse's ship, and it just looks like a large double-barreled laser gun.
I like that.
As we fly over the ship, it asks them to identify themselves. And Beast tells them that they are friends, and it gives them permission to get on board.
This reminds me of the shuttle scene in Return of the Jedi.
Oh, yeah.
When they're in that little shuttle Tiberium and they're passing the big Star Destroyer.
Yeah. Vader's on that ship.
Yeah, that's it. It's an older code, sir, but it checks out. Yeah. Do they have a code clearance? But that's what that whole scene reminded me of.
When they exit the Blackbird here, Beast is wearing a backpack, and he's got like this kind of Geiger meter with him. And,
the apocalypse scale is through the roof, guys.
I'm getting 11 on the apocalypse meter.
Warren would lose his fucking mind. But I wrote in this note, the big Blackbird fits inside this ship and there's space to maneuver. There's another Death Star reference. It's like the Millennium Falcon flying through the Death Star.
Yeah.
This ship is massive.
They did say it was a mile long.
Yeah.
So it is massive.
It's awesome.
So Beast, using his Geiger meter, looks around. He says, astounding.
Whoa.
It's not fascinating.
Astounding. This is the next step up.
Is that up or down?
I think it's up because I've never heard him say astounding.
Astounding's
before.
better than fascinating?
I think so.
Okay.
Because he's more impressed. Fascinating means he's interested. Astounding means he's impressed.
So Beast starts talking to the ship, and for some reason she already knows his name. Starts calling.
Yeah, she knows. It's an all-knowing vessel. It knows all. Hello, Beast.
Astounding. Ship, you are a work of art.
Thank you, Henry McCoy. You have no idea what a pleasure it is to interface with someone who appreciates the subtleties of my programming.
Then he flicks some glasses out of his backpack, and then he's able to translate the apocalypse glyphs sort of back into English so he can read it. This is where they're really red, and you cannot pick up what it says. It's terrible animation here.
Yeah. I think the colour choices could have been better. I think I suggested green or blue as the translated thing, kind of like Iron Man's vision.
Yep.
I like Beast's tech backpack or tech pack.
Well, they got all this Shi'ar stuff in this episode.
Okay.
Post the first Phoenix, they're like, throw Shi'ar everywhere. Everything's Shi'ar.
Shi'ar tech.
Yeah. Where'd they get that? Shi'ar. Beast then tries to reprogram the ship to trap Apocalypse, but it's not having any of it and electrocutes him.
Sorry, Beast, I was unaware of that safety mechanism. So apparently it's not an all-knowing ship.
No, it's not. It's an all bloody electrocuting Beast blew ass across the room.
Yeah. So it's Apocalypse low-jacked it or something.
This also causes Wolverine to claw draw randomly. He's just like...
Well, he wants to. Beast got zapped. He doesn't want to get zapped either.
Beast then says, oh, can you please not do that again? And it's like, oh, yeah, sure, sorry.
Oh, I forgot to turn that shit off.
Oh, now you've asked politely. Sure, I won't electrocute you anymore.
Yeah, I would have thought. Yeah, when they're asking to get into the ship, all Beast has to say, "We are friends. Can we come in?"
Yeah,
and she's like, "Yeah, sure, no worries."
But he didn't say, "Can you please not electrocute me when I get on there?"
He needs to be more specific.
That's right. He then works out this programming. He's got this trap set up. He's like, "Yeah, Wolverine, go over there." Wolverine goes over there, trapped in. He's like, "Yeah, we got it. We've worked it out."
If it traps Wolverine, it's definitely going to trap Apocalypse.
That's right.
I'm not sure if they trust their rationale here. I think Apocalypse is vastly more powerful than Wolverine.
And vastly larger. The alarm then sounds, and the ship explains that this is what Apocalypse's trap was all along. And then now they are all trapped in the control room. It's like, double crushed you, bitches. Got you twice now.
I would think, wouldn't it be more interesting if we didn't know what side the ship was on? Because at the moment, it just seems... The ship is pretty stupid. It doesn't know what does what and doesn't know there's a meat. She didn't know that Apocalypse set up a trap, and she didn't know that she was going to zap Beast when he was playing with the keyboard.
That's what she says. She can't trust this ship.
But she sounds innocent enough. I think they should have
That's
really...
what they want you to think. Never trust these dodgy ships. They're never helping you.
I thought Wolverine's very good to trust the ship and Beast. What if it was death spikes or something?
That's right.
Wolverine goes dead on the trap and the spikes come in and squash him flat. Oh! Lucky it's just a force field.
Well, I suppose it was Wolverine. Like, if that's Cyclops, he's not going to recover from that. Wolverine, maybe.
So Wolverine, following that rationale, is he like a gas canary? Or
he's the trap checker.
He is the trap checker. Wolverine, go walk through that landmine, see if any of them are still working. Oh, man.
Not again.
He gets his leg blown off. Well, not off, just the meat, and it grows back.
We now get one of these white from the top to the bottom. What's that one called?
That's just a linear wipe.
Linear wipe to Archangel flying around Coney Island. Mm-hmm. And this is where Rogue catches up to him.
This is the scene I don't remember as a kid. They're saying a lot of whack shit here. Really Kiss of the Vampire sort of stuff. Pledge yourself to me. What are you on about, Warren Worthington? I'm pledging nothing to you.
He tells her to pledge herself to him. Do you pledge me your heart and soul?
It's like
he's coming on so strong.
He's coming on so strong, so fast. Calm down, dude.
Slow down, Turbo.
Ease up, Turbo.
And then all the time he's like, he rises!
And Apocalypse just stands up out of the water.
He gets so big here.
He is the biggest we've ever seen. He's filling up the screen to the point where Archangel's the size of a fly against his nose. And it's funny because Apocalypse is just following him around with his eyes because he's too big to move.
So he just takes off after Apocalypse. Rogue goes to chase him, and Gambit appears in Scout Jet in front of her. Float Scout Jet stops her.
Is that the fairground, right?
Yeah.
Where Iron Man tested his suit for the first time, right?
Yeah. Now Apocalypse is just absolutely massive here. And yeah, Archangel's flying around the back of Apocalypse, trying to give him the arrows, trying to get this bloody spot. He hasn't given up on the spot.
He's really put all his eggs in that spot.
But yeah, again, has no effect. And he swats him into the old Ferris wheel. This is when Rogue picks up this huge pointed ride. So the one with like the hanging chairs on it.
Yeah.
So she gets that out and plunges into Apocalypse's chest.
Yeah.
No effect.
Can you get him in the back of the neck? I don't think Warren shared any of this information with
No, I don't think he told her.
Nah, he's keeping it all to himself.
Apocalypse then notices Rogue's power and tells her to serve him. And then Rogue says, "Dream on, Buckethead."
Yeah, Buckethead. I thought that was one reserved for Juggernaut because he looks like he has a bucket on his head. I'd call Apocalypse Tin Head or something like that.
Yeah.
Blue lips. I don't know.
Blue lips.
Getting big all the time, guy.
So now he's got Rogue, so picking her up upside down.
Yeah, he's dangling
waving her around. Gambit then decides to get in on the action. Fires a few missiles from the Scout Jet.
The surprise missiles always do more damage than the missiles Apocalypse knows is coming. Because the first one's hurt him. He goes, "Ah!" And then he just lets the second one's hit him in the chest.
He knows what's happening
Like
now.
it's nothing. So he's probably just shocked or surprised. Hey, missiles! Where'd they come from?
So yeah, these Scout Jets are armed. Have we seen this before?
I don't believe so.
Yeah, I couldn't remember either.
Jubilee's flown one.
Yeah.
Professor has flown one. I think Wolverine's flown one when he went to see Omega Red. I haven't had to open fire on anybody. But Gambit must have got the one outfitted with the Signwider missiles. Switch to Mavericks.
Apocalypse then pretty much says, "Stop annoying me, or you will be destroyed like your friends," and then flies off into the night sky.
Ooh.
That's pretty much all that happens then. Back in Apocalypse's ship, the computer has an idea. Yes, the same one that electrocuted Beast and trapped him in the room has now an idea to help them get out.
Oh, yeah, because...
I do not trust this ship.
That's when the lights are flashing red and white. And
yeah, this is when you're almost having a seizure.
I'm about to fit out if I keep watching this any longer. I don't know how I didn't have it as a kid. The TVs were smaller back then.
So this is where you need to explain what's going on for me here. Okay, so step one, Cyclops blow a hole in this yellow panel.
Yeah,
okay.
the little spotlight comes on so the ship's helping them.
Step two, Wolverine slice open the ventilation panel.
That's right, it's ventilation duct.
Next, Beast grab red bomb out of there.
Gets the TNT out of there.
Yeah, and throw it to Wolverine, who then chucks it out some massive gaping hole that's in the side of the ship.
Yeah.
Didn't he just cut out the ventilation thing? What happened to the rest of the ship?
Yeah, I
he
know.
Got a bit excited? Or?
I think it should have been the other way around. Wolverine should have blasted the hole in the wall so Wolverine should have cut open wherever the TNT was stored, and Cyclops should have blasted the hole in the side of the ship.
So then
because it's just it's a massive hole, would not be made with claws.
No, and then he throws it out of the ship, it explodes, and then where is everyone? Wolverine's fallen out. Beast has jumped out, grabbed him, and he's hanging onto the edge.
Mm-hmm.
This hole in the ship is huge.
Yeah, Wolverine could not have made it.
Yeah. I don't understand.
There's a bit of a stuff around here. I feel as though this is just a little bit of extra action to keep everybody with ADHD satisfied because it shouldn't have happened. It's like, I don't think Apocalypse's big plan to kill any intruders was the Roadrunner special, having a bunch of TNT hidden in the wall. But I don't know. I think this action beat was a bit pointless.
We also get this quick back to Archangel and Rogue flying after Apocalypse, and Archangel's having this big freak out. And that sort of just seemed to be in there to cut back to them. Yeah, and then they cut back to the ship again.
It's just to keep them alive.
Yeah, they didn't want to stay on the ship for too long. It was just cut. And then we go back.
Yeah, that action beat felt really unnecessary.
I'll follow him to the ends of the earth, through perdition's fire, until he breathes blood and rolls over. Split! Broken! Finished!
Slow down, hun. We're in this together, remember?
So when we head back to the ship, this is where Beast is going to have another go at making this Apocalypse mousetrap.
Yeah.
And he's still getting help from this computer that's now like 3 times tried to kill them. And he's like, yeah, I'll help you. It's like, oh, come on, man. How many times
Beast, you're supposed to be the smartest X-Man. Can you not tell when some ship is trying to kill you?
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, there ain't going to be a second time.
Fool me 3 times, that ship's definitely trying to kill you.
Fool me 4 times, nah, it's all good.
I love the ship, guys.
I don't have many friends. Carly!
What is Beast and his weird love obsessions? That blind chick and now a mile-long ship? Come on, Beast.
And then through the huge floating...
huge gaping hole.
Yes. Now through the huge gaping hole floats Apocalypse.
He had a funny line there, right? It should have been, speak of the devil and he shall appear. But he's got this really long, convoluted line that gets there in twice the time.
Beware of what you ask for it may come to pass.
Beware yourself.
But he does very quickly surmise that the computer he's serving has double-crossed him. And that he's going to let it live to show them what happens if you double-cross Apocalypse. So he takes 2 steps inside and then he's trapped.
Ooh.
Like, bang, Beast computer trap has worked. So what, do you know what's happening or not, Apocalypse? What are you doing?
Yeah, he seems like if he knows he's been trapped, he's pretending it's a secret. Or maybe he's got that secret release code in his back pocket that he don't care if he gets trapped.
But we don't know that yet.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, Archangel comes flying in. He comes in. Come to me, demon, and give me your tender back. For the time of your judgment has arrived. And so he's just trying to blast Apocalypse through this like glass prison thing, but again, no effect.
Yeah.
Cyclops tries to tell him to knock it off and nothing can breach this force field. Apocalypse is now trapped forever. They've won. Settle down, boss. We did it.
Somebody stab Warren. Wolverine, I'm looking at you, mate. Or at least punch him in the head with your adamantium knuckles.
Knock that bastard out.
Someone knock him out.
Beast then turns to thank the ship, which denotes this new sensation I feel as satisfaction.
Man, screw that song. But is this with a line? Apocalypse has a line. I don't know if it's happening now, but Apocalypse says, "You are no closer than the Babylonians are with their swords and fire sticks," in terms of them trying to kill him, meaning that he's been around longer. Does that happen now or later?
In like 2 seconds.
Oh, all right. Let's jump the gun.
Yeah.
Premature.
This is where Archangel is really pissed that he like can't kill Apocalypse because they've trapped him forever.
And he's right there.
So now flies straight at Beast in the control like computer, like kamikaze style.
Yeah, he flies straight at
Screw this fast.
Fuck this shit.
Vengeance is mine! And mine alone!
Beast just gets up. He's worried about the ship. But unsurprisingly to me, destroying the keypad doesn't destroy the autonomous ship.
Yeah.
He's like, oh no, are you okay, ship? And it's like, yes, I'm a whole ship. You ruin the bloody keypad. I'm all good.
That's what the ship should have said, but it hits up with the stock line that didn't make sense at all. I was unaware they had... The ship says I was unaware of that defense mechanism.
Yeah.
And that doesn't make sense.
Which is what it said before. They replayed what he said before, and it shows the actual keypad bullshit thing that just got destroyed.
Yeah, the keypad's talking, but it should be a flaming wreck, and it's old line. So they must have missed a line on the recording day.
Yeah. So this all humors Apocalypse.
How many peoples have dreamed of my end? You are no closer than the Babylonians with their swords and fire sticks.
So condescending. But that's a great line.
Apocalypse can't believe they think he is not invincible. But Archangel says he has proof. Oh, really? Ship code 8293. Boom. Deactivates the shields. And the ship has again double-crossed base.
It's a triple cross.
Again.
It's a triple agent.
Will he not learn?
And Beast is tripping out.
Yeah, he doesn't know what to think. Apocalypse then shrinks down to sort of X-Men size. So, yeah, I guess that explosion really made that huge hole in the ship. This is probably why. So we could get huge Apocalypse into the ship.
That's right.
Apocalypse then shifts into that cane-toting expert from the start of the episode. Right,
with all the sneaky plans and everything.
Gave him the old Ming Dynasty scroll. Apocalypse's explanation for fucking with Archangel is... I knew the temptation would flush you out because you, heart, body, soul, are mine. Then he says, I am the rocks of the eternal shore. Crash against me and be broken. And it's just then that Gambit flies his scout jet through the hole and straight into Apocalypse.
And crashes into him.
He pops out and he's like, the name is Gambit. Remember it.
It doesn't really affect Apocalypse at all because he just punches through the remainder of the ship. As I was saying, but I think that was a pretty good line. Now, I like lines in movies when they say something and it happens to them.
Yeah, yeah.
I think that's always funny, and that was a pretty funny moment in this episode.
I am the rocks of the eternal shore. Crash against me and be broken.
The name is Gambit. Remember it.
Fools!
So what this brought up for me here is how much do you think this cost Professor X for Gambit to ruin another of these scout jets?
They must have dozens of them in the hangar. Just dozens of them.
They've just got a whole factory making scout jets, just rolling them out. I need another 20. Gambit's been at it again.
Or he goes to like the military surplus guy who he buys them off and says, oh shit, here comes Wheels again. Or is it more scout jets, Professor? He doesn't think he's a professor or anything.
Do you reckon he would have taken that out of Gambit's pay?
Did the X-Men even get paid? They just get lodgings.
They just got to live in the mansion and get cars?
I believe so. They don't get paid. They get to live in the mansion and all the scout jets they want to crash.
Or do you reckon he just like took Cyclops' scout jet? I'll take this one. I don't know what's going to happen.
That makes sense.
If he's going down the shop, he takes his own.
Yeah, that's cool.
Going on a mission.
They've all got each a scout jet with their name on it.
And he's like, oh, they all look the same. I do not know.
I'm sorry, Cyclops. I thought it was... I'm going real
You're
French.
Real French.
I don't know how to do a good Cajun accent. No.
How can you not? Wouldn't you just go to your bloody favourite movie?
My hard target. Well, Van Damme sounds the same in every movie.
Just do Van Damme.
And Van Damme's uncle's really weird. I don't know. I can't get him.
Van Damme's uncle.
You know, that bayou guy.
I know.
I surprised myself when he's drinking the bloody hooch. Uniputate. Chance. It's getting off on a tangent here, but yeah, I can't do Gambit. It's too hard.
We go glide.
But yeah, he definitely stole Cyclops'
scout jet.
So
yeah, Apocalypse piston punches playing off him. He's like, fools, you are slow to learn. You cannot destroy Apocalypse.
Can't happen.
We now get this big X-Men v Apocalypse fight.
It's a good fight, this one.
Then the stupid computers again trying to help Beast. At this point, if I was Beast, I'd be like, yeah, bullshit computer, you're ruining this. You're just trying to kill me. Just get out of the ship. There's a huge hole in the side of it. Jump out now.
Just call back to the mansion. Nuke the ship. We're on our way out. Nuke the ship.
I say we take off and nuke the entire site from orbit. It's the only way to be sure.
Fucking A.
But I noticed in this fight, Apocalypse gets shot in the back so many times. Twice, I think, or thrice by Cyclops.
A lot of dog shots. It's great.
It's the only way to get him.
He also used his big A shield.
Yeah. Whenever he grows something on his hands, he always puts his logo on there as well, which I love.
And he extendo arms Cyclops into the wall. That's cool.
He smushes him, and you see there's a huge dent where Cyclops' head is. It's like, ooh, he's definitely got a concussion. But yeah, just during this fight, Archangel shoots a whole bunch of steel feathers at him. He grows like two, I don't know, absorbing hands and shoots them right back at Archangel, and that knocks him over. I thought that was cool.
So this gives Beast time to grab out this old tablet remote control thing.
The ancient remote control, and she's lighting the way. You said with the Billie Jean style. But I said as like the guiding light in video games, like to learn how to walk to this flag, and the light will just shine on where you want your character to go. But I thought they were both very good analogies, but the Billie Jean steps was hilarious.
So the X-Men still try to put up a bit more of a fight to get Beast some time to work out how the old remote works. The ship even jumps in here, gets the laser guns out, starts shooting at Apocalypse.
Yeah, and Apocalypse is pissed at this, but I also put down here, Beast goes full Spider-Man. Because he's typing on the tablet, and he's bouncing and swinging off the walls, avoiding Apocalypse's energy blast. And I thought that was really cool. Beast is, besides him being so stupid and pussy blind to this ship, he's actually doing some pretty neat stuff.
It's booty blast.
Like booty blast. Like snow blindness, but it's a hot piece of ass.
No snow. It's a hot piece of ass.
10 points if you guess what that movie references. It is very obscure.
I like how we don't say the reference and people just got to learn it. It's great.
We're educating you to these really odd movies that we grew up on.
I'd love if just the questions were like, I didn't get that one about the booty blind. Which one's that? And then there's other people going, oh, it's this.
That'd be really cool.
Apocalypse's line here is, traitorous vessel.
Traitorous vessel?
I have not commanded you to...
Beast, what in the Sam Hill is going on?
It appears an override may be overridden.
You defeated Apocalypse's override code?
No, a friend did.
Traitorous vessel!
The ship then manages to fight Apocalypse back into the energy cage prison and starts to close up the room around him. Like all the walls and ceilings are closing together.
Yeah, the whole room starts... it's like Transformers. The whole room starts transforming and locking people up in certain areas. And Apocalypse is in the the force field cage, but also these beams of lasers sort of really lock into place. Like, he's really not going anywhere.
Yeah, got him this time.
Got him this time, thanks to the ship and Beast.
So the X-Men start to make a dash for it, and then Gambit notices Archangel, and so he goes over to grab him, but then they get cornered into a room. So everyone else tries to run over. Wolverine's slashing at the wall, and Cyclops blasting it, but they can't get through.
Yeah, Gambit charges it with his hands, and whoop, has no effect. So that was pretty neat.
Beast then pleads with the remote to please that he's losing his friends. She just doesn't have much energy, but she sort of lets the blast sort of happen, and it sort of just pops open. It doesn't open.
Yeah, it just explodes.
Yeah.
She short circuits it.
So I guess she had just enough energy to blast through the wall, I guess. Just as they're about to fly out, Apocalypse from his cell yells out,
Apocalypse is eternal. Apocalypse is indestructible. Foolish insects. Impudent vermin.
I love Apocalypse's dialogue.
Yeah.
It's either monologues or very sophisticated insults. But yeah, like the prison turns into a little spaceship and turns into a missile. It's like, oh, they're going to send his ass into outer space, straight into the Phantom Zone like General Zod in like Superman 2. They jettison his ass out of there.
Yeah, it turns into a space pod and blasts itself off into space.
Yeah. Team Rocket blasting off again because there's the...
exactly like
the Starshine or whatever.
Ting! And he says, I shall return.
I shall return.
So all the X-Men manage to jump on the Blackbird and get out of Dodge before the ship starts to explode and crash into the water. Beast is in the Blackbird still trying to yell at the remote. He's like, ship, are you okay?
No. Well, Beast watches the ship crash into the ocean, and they have a bit of a conversation there. I'll put the line in later, but more or less, the ship's out of juice, and it's going to die, and Beast is upset.
It was the best I could manage, Beast. He will not be gone forever. But for now, you and your people are safe.
Archangel says, when he returns, I will be waiting. And Cyclops says, next time you can wait alone. Your unthinking vengeance nearly destroyed all of us. It's like, what? Hang on. No, it was your stupid plan to get on the ship in the first place. Archangel didn't tell you to get on no ship. He was just trying to fight Apocalypse. It's bullshit. I call bullshit on your fucking Cyclops. Get out of here.
Well, I suppose they had a shared mission, and Warren Worthington he Star-Lorded it up, you know, when they're trying to beat Thanos down.
Yeah.
And he gets too emotional. That's where Infinity War stole that idea.
Stole it.
Stolen it from Obsession.
Boom.
Boom. There we go. You heard it here first, guys. Marvel is thieving from themselves. And I'd say that's what Cyclops is pissed about. They were going good, and then Warren Star-Lorded it up.
Archangel is still pissed that no one understands. So he opens up the stairs from the bottom of the Blackbird and flies out. He's like mid-conversation, and he's like, I won't rest until Apocalypse is destroyed or I am. But I'm sure that all they heard was, I won't. And then he's gone. They're like, he won't what?
What did he say?
There's no telepaths on board, so they can't hear shit.
He just keeps talking to himself.
What was he talking about? I didn't get it. Thank God he's gone.
But yeah, Beast is really upset. He's crying.
Yeah.
Goodbye, my friend. And the tablet that has blinking lights on it stops blinking and turns off. So it's more or less I cannot self-terminate. Yeah. But crashes into the water. Anyway, the ship should have given the thumbs up as it was sinking.
I wrote, Rogue then comforts Beast after the loss of his ship friend that he's known for all of an hour.
Yeah, he's in hysteria after just knowing it for a night.
Beast, it's my fault. I should have stopped Archangel. Gambit warned me, but I didn't listen to him. Sorry. Beast?
Goodbye, my friend.
Farewell, my friend.
And then that's the end of the episode. That's the end of that chapter.
And that's the end of that chapter.
Yeah. So what do you think about this episode, Brooksy?
There was plenty of action.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
I love when Apocalypse gets big and everything.
Oh, yeah. That's an episode highlight for you.
My main gripe with it is that previously on X-Men.
Okay.
It could have had that previously, and it wouldn't have had to jump back halfway through and get you out of the storyline.
The flashback was really jarring for you.
Yeah, what do you think?
I think it was a very fast episode. Like I said earlier, the scene in the ship when Wolverine has to get rid of the dynamite, that didn't need to be there. That's just felt like for someone who'd keep someone with ADHD entertained, because there's too much going on, I thought. There was the relationship between Rogue and Warren, the vendetta between Warren and Apocalypse, the relationship between Beast and the ship, the arrival of the ship, all the new technology that they got from the Shi'ar.
Yeah.
And there's bits of Gambit being worried for Rogue. I think there's just so much going on, and there's so much that wasn't explained, which is sort of cool. But I'd like to learn more about this ship. I feel as though this would have been a good two-parter. Where the ship just sort of appears on a radar, and there wasn't enough mystery around it.
Yep.
I said it was a Shi'ar ship or whatever. I thought it would have been cool to learn more about the ship and how Apocalypse got the ship, because it just didn't feel like those two stories connected.
Yep.
You know what I mean? It should have been one or the other. It should have been Apocalypse vendetta story or a ship story. I'd have had it all about the ship in episode 1.
Mm-hmm.
And then have Apocalypse show up at the end of it. And like, oh shit, it's Apocalypse's ship. And then we bring in, like, I don't know, and then Warren Worthington shows up in episode 2, and that becomes a Vendetta episode. I don't know. That would have been neat to explore that, but
I like that.
There's a fair bit going on in this one, but I still very much enjoyed the episode. I thought it was really cool.
I also wrote here that the female computer voice of Apocalypse's ship is the same as Cable's computer.
Oh, really? That makes sense. That sounds pretty cool. Now, I can hear it now.
It says that it is for intentional reasons, as in the comics, they were one and the same.
Really? Oh, man, we'll explain that. I would love to see that. I mean, imagine if they did this series these days. I think with the big Marvel studios being run by Disney, they'd give the time to explain all this stuff, whereas a lot of it is mystery in this.
Yep.
And in the previous X-Men book, they don't explain anything at all. They're doing what we're doing, but in book form. But that's really neat. Make me want to research that stuff in the comic books, but they're like totems and Bibles. I can't. There's 500 pages where how the ship connects to the mini computer and Cable's arm. I'm like, oh no, I can't do this. I should have done that as an episode. That'd have been sick.
So, what's your favourite part?
My favourite part, now that you brought it up, is when Apocalypse is saying all that stuff. I am the eternal shore, crash against me and be broken. And Gambit drives the ship straight into him.
That has to be the best part. That was my favourite part.
That's my favourite part, that one. Either that one or when Apocalypse backhands Archangel away.
Or when he uses him as a shield.
It is hard not to be on Apocalypse's side.
That's right.
Because he's so badass and funny. He's got all these big monologues. And he's big and everything. Him getting as big as he did, that's an episode highlight as well. So this is a pretty fun episode. My favourite line, my favourite quote, I'll jump straight to favourite quote. Would be closer to, it would almost be I'm the rocks of the eternal shore, crash against me and broken. That's a good setup to the thing that happens to him, because I love that when that happens in movies. But to me, the line that really popped me is, you are no closer to defeating me than the Babylonians were with their swords and fire sticks. It tells you so much about Apocalypse's headspace. He is supremely arrogant and confident. And regardless of the technological advances and information they may have, he's truly believes he cannot be stopped. And it's a way to build himself up and put down his opposition at the same time. So it's a perfectly written line for me. What about you? What's your favourite quote? My
favourite also comes from Apocalypse. Traitorous vessel.
Traitorous vessel.
I thought that was great. You don't hear that term too often.
Traitorous vessel. I suppose you would if Crowther's car was malfunctioning on him again. Traitorous vessel. A backup favourite line would have been foolish insects, impudent vermin.
That was a good one too.
Creative insults. Anything Apocalypse says is gold.
So how do you rate this one?
I will lock in an 8.5 for this episode. Woo! For the nostalgia and for the rewatch value, this is one that I'll watch over and over again. And just, for me, what really took it to the next level is Beast doing cool stuff. I always liked Beast as a kid, but I don't remember him doing much besides reading and quoting philosophers. But in this, we get to see him work as part of the team, getting stuff done. He chained up Apocalypse with the anchor and chain. He gets the futuristic iPad or ancient iPad to lock up Apocalypse, and he's jumping between steps and obstacles as he's doing that. So he's really, holding his own in an action sequence. He's helping the team out. So this is a good Beast episode for me. I'll classify this one as a Beast episode,
right,
as well as an Apocalypse one.
I'm giving it a 7.5.
7.5?
Yes.
If you get rid of the flashback, would have been made better, and give us that previously.
That's the one.
I think the whole thing could have been streamlined a bit. It was a bit crowded.
Yeah.
A bit crowded with stuff.
Having heard your 2-episode idea, I think I like that better.
We'll build up that mystery and explain more. I like stuff getting explained.
Yeah, yep.
I mean, I'm a big fan of mystery as well, but this is the sort of stuff that you want to hear more about.
IMDb gave this one an 8.2.
Oh, man, IMDb eye to eye here, which is good. Very rare occurrence.
No more labs. Okay, bub.
Gene! I believe Emily Dickinson said it best. Fascinating.
All right, now it's time for tally time. I'll put in the new bumper when I get home. What do we got?
It's a bit quiet on the old tally time this week.
Yeah, not much going on.
There's no Beast quotes.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't yell out fascinating. So we're staying at 8 for that.
Mm-hmm.
There was a few claw draws. Did you get a count on claw draws?
No, I think just the scared claw draw that Wolverine gets when the ship zaps Beast.
Yep.
But that's all I could remember. When my mother always wanted me to be a surgeon right before he goes to town on Apocalypse. Maybe.
How many? Give me a number.
4.
4 is correct.
Excellent.
So 4 plus the 33 this season is 37 plus 103, so up to 140.
He's getting them out, getting them in, getting his shit in.
No more bubs though. We're still at 8. Same amount of bubs as we have fascinatings.
Which is madness.
It's insane. And no Gene faints because Gene wasn't in this episode.
Almost had a ship faint.
We all. It did sound very similar.
It sounded like she was about to go out, which made me thought, maybe Gene's voicing the ship. But now that you say it's Cable's computer that's voiced the ship, totally makes sense. But the ship's almost helping out tally time with the Gene faints. All right, Generation Mailbag in the house. What you got for us, Brooksy?
We have another iTunes review.
Excellent. Love them. Keep them coming in, guys.
This one is great topic, great host, great fun.
Lovely.
By Megatron Rob.
10 points for the name Megatron Rob.
This is a great podcast that doesn't take itself too seriously.
Yeah.
The hosts, Bender and Brooksy, are hilarious, and each episode is fun and easy to follow, even if you aren't familiar with the X-Men comics. I love that the Juggernaut is their favourite character. I'm from the American South, so the host's confusion about Rogue saying, example, colder than a leftover hush puppy, are particularly amusing to me.
Oh, Ross.
Keep up the great work on your lads.
Another Anya. It's making it into the lexicon. I love it.
On your lads.
Anya, Megatron Rob. We love it, mate. Love hearing that. You're picking up that we're not taking it too seriously, and also really cool that it's easy. Listeners are finding it easy to follow, even if they're not familiar with the episode. Because that's the thing that I was worried about. It's like, it seems like a pretty niche topic here.
Yeah.
How many people would follow what we're talking about, us just breaking down the episode and not lose interest? But it's really cool that Megatron Rod's keeping up with everything. And cool that he's from the American South and understands all of Rogue's things.
And again, so they're telling us where they're from, which I love.
That's really cool too, yeah. Remember, sure, keep that stuff up, guys. I want to know where y'all listening to us. I didn't mean to be southern there with my y'all. Not taking the piss, Megatron Rob. We love you.
The other thing we've got is our first ever email. So do you want to read this one out?
Champing at the bit to read this, Brooksy. This is entitled Great Show by Robert Wiley. Bender and Brooksy, I just wanted to reach out and say I'm really enjoying the podcast. You two are a ton of fun. I'm not sure if you knew this, but the Japanese version of the X-Men animated series had a completely different intro. The episodes themselves were the same, though obviously dubbed in Japanese. Their version is pretty epic, and it includes a Cable cameo, something Bender especially might enjoy. Below is a link to the intro that I found on YouTube. On ya, lads. Robert from Portland, Oregon, USA.
Another on your lads.
Oh, mate. Have I ever said on your lads, or do I say
it's
lads?
It's just on your Larry, so they're on your lads.
That's pretty cool. If we had a strong T-shirt business, I'd put that as one of the T-shirts. But what was his name again? Robert. Thanks for the review, for the email, Robert. And yes, I am aware of the Japanese intro. Have you seen it, Brooksy?
Yeah.
I think we've all seen it. But to me, it seems like it would be false advertising because you get this massive anime intro with all this crazy sort of camera work and different designs.
It reminds me of Techno Man.
Techno Man, that's exactly what it is. I thought it was more Techno Man than, say, like Sailor Moon or Pokemon. Yeah. It had that sort of long limb Techno Man sort of designs and those crazy camera angles that zoom in on the face and pull out and all this crazy shit happens. But I would have loved to have seen a Japanese version of the cartoon just in that style.
Okay,
that would have been off the walls. Maybe just one episode.
Yeah,
would have been
just one episode
would have been sick.
Yep,
but thanks for the email there, matey. So, on your lads, I love it.
I'll throw that link up after this episode comes up.
Yeah, that'd be cool for the viewers who don't know. All right, it's time for Marvel movie news, and the second Dark Phoenix trailer dropped, second or third, depending on if you count different
it's
region
probably
releases.
like the fifth. 'Cause every time they release one, then they release like an international one. It's got like 4 more seconds of viewing.
And then there's TV spots and sneak peeks or extended looks.
Yeah.
But we're seeing a bit more in this one. Jean crying in the rain. This is not the "this is the end."
No, I think I
teaser trailer.
like that better. I do like that.
That's the song, right?
The Doors, yeah.
That's playing throughout. I think it's cool when they do trailers based on really old songs.
Yeah,
That instantly connects a sound to what you're seeing.
Well, that Hurt one for Logan is so good.
They go together.
It's just like, wow.
Like, that got me psyched up for Logan.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, all right. Yes, he is hurt. He's all about being hurt. But in this one, we see a little bit more of the costumes and Professor X. He's got the skivvy on, black skivvy and brown pants, which to me looks more 60s than a, so was this supposed to take place in the 90s?
I believe so,
So,
yeah.
timelines and all sorts of madness. And I'm not feeling confident that it's going to work. And it's seeming a lot like they're doing what they did in X-Men Last Stand. And what I think the only reason that the Dark Phoenix sort of worked in the comics and in the animated series is because we had regular Phoenix first.
Yes.
And in the movies, they always just skip straight to Dark Phoenix. Dark Phoenix, Dark Phoenix. They've done it twice now. So why can't we have that first bit where we know we can learn about Phoenix and what she does and how powerful she is, and then there's the turn when she becomes evil or whatever. You can get rid of there's the clone body of Jean under the water the whole time, and what's coming up is an actual clone or whatever.
Yeah.
You can simplify it and streamline it that way, but why not have the good guy Phoenix first? Which in the trailer we can see a little bit of it. They're flying into space.
Yep.
And you see that maybe a Phoenix is either going into Jean or being awoken. But we're really just more or less going straight to Dark Phoenix. It's not even called X-Men Dark Phoenix. It's just called Dark Phoenix, which is crazy. What did you pick up from this second Dark Phoenix? What are the rabbit holes on YouTube send you down?
You know me too well. So we start off with that, Jean. She's sitting in the rain. Why did you make me do that? So, yeah, something's happened. This is where we see stupid J-Law with hardly even wearing blue body paint. It's not even Mystique.
It's got blue powder and blue tack on her face. Hashtag not my mistake.
So she comes up, tries to reason with her, but it looks like she gets ass handed to her. So hopefully she dies very early in the movie. We won't have to worry about it.
I think no one wants out of Mystique more than Jennifer Lawrence.
And we have seen that funeral scene again where they're in the rain.
That's right.
Someone's going to die.
Someone's a goner.
Fingers crossed for that.
It's not Cyclops this time.
Again, we can talk about why Storm is there with the
not turning off the rain.
So when you see some of this, it happens in Red Hook, New York.
Red Hook,
which is a reference to Legion, the TV show.
Yeah.
It says that on one of the side of the cop cars.
Ooh.
So then we see Jessica Chastain's character, who Kimberg is on the record as saying is an amalgam of characters throughout the Phoenix saga.
Oh, okay.
So she's showing Jean illusions that she needs to embrace the force inside her, and then she'll become a god.
Right. So Jessica Chastain is the streamline that I was talking about. They've just combined a whole bunch of characters. That's pretty neat.
Kimberg said, I can tease that she is not of this world. She is an extraterrestrial character. I can tease that she does some pretty wonderful things with it. Beyond that, in terms of where she comes from specifically in our universe and what she's based on in the comics, I guess I will say she's sort of an amalgam of a couple of different characters and iterations through those characters over the span of the different tellings of the Dark Phoenix story that have taken place.
Oh, boy. Very cryptic answer there, Kinberg.
Yeah, so...
Hashtag Lilandra.
Yeah, it's Lilandra and also Mastermind, because Sebastian Shaw was the one in the Dark Phoenix. He's the one telling her he's got to do this, got to do that sort of thing. So, yeah, it's a bit of that.
Oh, okay.
He also went on to say, I will say Jessica's character is not Mastermind, but there are elements of the way Mastermind manipulates Jean that Jessica's character does employ.
Right.
For me, as you'll see, that Jessica's character has elements of a few characters from the comics.
The more I think about it, the more I think it is Mystique that dies, because there's a close-up of Beast looking sad, and I don't think Mystique was on the train when Phoenix is jacking it later.
That's true.
It's a pretty good guess you got there, Brooksy.
We'll get to that later.
Okay.
What is this?
Didn't mean to jump the gun.
He's still talking about Jessica Chastain. He says, she is from, let's say, not our planet, her character. I'll keep it relatively mysterious, but it is of a cosmic story in a way that is extraterrestrial, which is something we've never done in the X-Men movies before. But it is obviously something that is an integral part of the Dark Phoenix story. So I felt that we couldn't do what we did with X3 and just ignore it.
Hashtag Landra, it's got to be. If not, I'm going to feel cheated.
So there's a fair amount that takes place in space, which is indicating the incident that starts to turn Jean, let's say dark, and fill her with the power that she can't control. It happens all in space. And then there are forces from space that come to Earth because of that.
Oh, so maybe, it's definitely got to be our guys. Gladiator. If Gladiator shows up, I'm going to lose my mind. He better look exactly like what I'm a Gladiator is. Comes up looking like anything else, I'll be upset.
So, read into that what you think. Another theory that I read was there's ample evidence to back up a theory that Chastain is actually playing an aspect of the entity known as the Phoenix Force.
Oh, okay.
Chastain's scenes in the trailers are only with Jean, where she appears as something of a devil on their shoulder, pushing her to do things that she doesn't want to, and testing the limits of her power. This would also fit the goal of the Energy Force.
So she another thing, she could be the Phoenix. That makes sense too.
There was also suggestions that she may be a Skrull, but they don't think that they've done that because of Captain Marvel.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I don't think they'd be crossing over.
So
that.
if they had done that, that could have been why they went back and did so much reshoots. So that was a possible go through.
Right.
So we see shots of the X-Men in space, and it seems to be like a stricken shuttle. So this is very much the Phoenix saga that
this is our Phoenix saga.
Yeah. And we see the Phoenix Force is like firebirding around before Jean merges with it. So we sort of see that Firebird. And then she's squeezing Magneto's helmet over his head. So that's some pretty serious power. Like that helmet keeps a lot of stuff out of Magneto. We haven't seen anything like that before. It looks like we're getting another Quicksilver running scene on the debris.
Yeah, they're obligatory now. You got to have Quicksilver running.
But we don't see any other Quicksilver in any of the trailers.
Ooh.
This is the only time we see him.
So he could be a goner.
So possibly, he did. Kimberg has said that multiple X-Men will die.
Jeez.
So he could be another one. That could be his funeral we're at. We see Magneto with two mutants with him. It's Selene, who's been confirmed, and the other guy is Red Lotus.
So Selene is like the ability to drain the life force of other beings, immortality, extensive magical knowledge, fictional supervillain appearing in the X-Men comic books. She's also associated with the Hellfire Club's inner circle, but we got nothing on Red Lotus. So she's making her... is she making her debut in Dark Phoenix, or was she in X-Men 3 as well?
No, I don't think so.
Don't think so?
Don't make me think about that movie.
I'm sorry. Well, when we're talking Dark Phoenix and live action, X-Men 3 is always going to be in the conversation.
Didn't they have stupid Callisto, but she had some powers and she was really quick?
Yeah, I was just thinking, because
shit?
the new Selene's got tattoos on her face as well.
Yeah.
And the other one, that's right, it's fast.
Yeah, I think that's what she was supposed to be Selene, but then they called her Callisto.
That's stupid. I hate when they do that. Oh, except with Negasonic Teenage Warhead.
Yeah.
She had different powers in the comics, and they just made her something else in Deadpool. But she was cool, so it's all right. Where were we besides that?
So yeah, we go on. There's another Jean quote here. When I lose control, bad things happen to the one I love. It seems to be some sort of fight on this train at the end. So we've got Magneto, and he's got all these assault rifles behind him, and it's very reminiscent of X-Men 1 where he's got all the cops' pistols and the shotguns.
Yeah, you Homo sapiens and your guns.
Yeah.
It's crazy how scenes like that are nostalgic now. You know what I mean? It's like, we grew up watching that shit, now they're quoting it in these new movies. What tripped me out about that, we'll go off topic here for a little bit, in John Wick 3, when Keanu Reeves playing John Wick says, guns, lots of guns. He said that in The Matrix, and I was like, oh man, that movie's brand new. It's like, Matrix is not brand new. It's been away. It's been out for like 20 years now.
It's been 20 years.
It's nostalgic now, and it tripped me out. I was like, oh, I'm getting old. But it's so cool that X-Men nostalgia is. We saw that in the cinemas. Now it's happening again. That's really neat.
So yeah, on the train scene, we see Storm, Professor, Cyclops, Nightcrawler, and Red Lotus on one side. Then we've got Beast, who's non-blue. Magneto, Selene. They're on the other side. They're all sitting with those collars on.
Got the Slave Island collars on. Slave Island special.
Same as in Deadpool as well.
Yeah, these ones
different design.
Different design. These ones aren't looking as
effect.
chunky and military. They're looking very sleek and cool.
Yeah, and it looks as if the Phoenix shows up. And this is also sort of a callback to X3, where the Juggernaut, Multiple Man, and Mystique get broken out by Magneto.
Yeah, because that was on...
Instead of a truck, it's a train.
Yeah, that's right. That's really neat. There's another callback to that. Juggernaut. I can't imagine why. Multiple Man. When's he coming back?
They were going to make a Multiple Man movie, remember, with Franco. And now that's gone.
That's gone. Well,
so that one's gone, Gambit's gone. Yeah.
All the X-Men stuff is gone. I read up later this has been confirmed. This is the last chapter of the X-Men thing. So, regardless if J-Law goes, they're all going.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is a shame because the chick playing Jean, she seems like she's doing a good job. Sophie Turner or whatever her name is.
Yeah, Game of Thrones chick.
Yeah, the Game of Thrones chick. Samsung. Like Sansa, I just remember calling her Samsung.
So yeah, that was the Dark Phoenix trailer.
I'm going to see it, regardless of what
definitely.
happens, but I'm not confident it's going to be a tip-top, MCU sort of
but it is the,
echelon movie.
This is it. So it's not, it's like, if it's bad, who cares?
It's
like, that's it.
It's the last one.
Yeah, it's not like if this does poorly, we're not going to get another one. Because they're just going to restart it.
They're going to restart it.
Yeah.
So this, hopefully, it's a nice send-off to the X-Men live actions that we've sort of grown up with from 99 to now. So it has been 20 years of live action X-Men stuff. Mostly Wolverine, but still X-Men counted.
So the next one we got is Avengers Endgame.
Here we are, which I'll call the second teaser because you still aren't really told much about what's happening.
No. Yeah,
which makes sense. You don't really want it to be spoilt, but that just makes the rabbit hole YouTube theories balloon out of control.
Oh yeah,
because you're not getting any more information. You just know they've got special suits on.
Yep.
And Captain Marvel showed up, and Thor likes her.
So we start off with flashbacks to Iron Man and Captain America and Thor all in their solo movies.
Yeah, that's right.
And they're all in black and white. We then see that the snap dusting, everything is in black and white, and there's a lot of red. So we're back into Infinity War here. And so all the colours are black, white, and then you just got red.
Yeah.
We then go to Ant-Man, and it looks like he's come back now, and he's seeing like there's a power pole, and there's all these missing people floating around on it. So yeah. And then we hear, whatever it takes. And we hear a few people say that. We see Cap, Tony, Nebula, Ant-Man, Hawkeye, Black Widow, War Machine. They all walk through Avengers HQ in these white suits, which heaps of people speculate these are quantum realm suits.
Yeah.
And these are the toys that we saw quite a while ago.
The toys that were leaked revealing plot points to movies and stuff.
And the final part is Thor walks up to Captain Marvel, and then he calls for Stormbreaker, like right next to her head, and she just doesn't flinch. And he's like, I like this one.
Yeah. Which, just to go off a tangent here, has really brought up a lot of memes about about what's the name, Brie Larson saying, I don't care what a 40-year-old white man thinks of me. And then the final bit of the trailer is a near 40-year-old white guy saying that he likes her. I'm like, that is pretty piss poor timing for if you don't want to be memed. But yeah, really not giving much away about the story. They don't need to. They don't need to build any hype. This is probably one of the most hyped films since Infinity War.
Yeah.
Endgame is going to be coming in strong, and my prediction of I always thought that having Captain Marvel so close to a release date of Endgame may hurt Endgame's chances of making a lot of money. I'm not too sure how accurate that'll be now. I think regardless of that, Captain Marvel made a shitload of money, and I'm certain Endgame will still make a ton of money.
And we said the same thing last year with Black Panther and Infinity War.
Exactly right, and Black Panther just... It was a big hit, but Infinity War still made a ton of cash. So
and, yeah, pre-sale tickets, 6 hours it took to be the record.
Wow, that is absolutely
people
insane.
want to see it.
People are psyched up for this one, man. What I noticed from the trailer, it's a weird thing for me to pick up on straight away. It's just Scarlett Johansson's character, red hair again.
Yep.
I'm more interested to hear that explain. Why was she blonde and now she's back to being red? Is she a natural blonde and she's just getting the red stuff back out? Or was it... What's going on here?
This is your first question of the trailer.
This is my first question.
This is what I need answered in Endgame.
If I don't get answers about Scarlett Johansson's hair, I'm going to boycott the movie. No, I'm playing.
Hashtag not my Endgame.
Hashtag not my Scarlett. Hashtag not my Endgame. That's hilarious. But funny, that's... and I noticed, what's his name? Hawkeye's got all tattoos now, and he's got a really... Ronan's got a haircut. He's really setting up that he really loved his family and is teaching his little girl how to...
he's shooting the
arrows. How to archery. He's lost them all now.
So again, they're still saying all this footage is just from the first 20 minutes of the movie. Mm-hmm. So they're really not showing you anything. Anything could happen. Let's find out.
All bets are off, and then, they're coming to get Thanos.
Yeah, I can't wait.
More excited for Endgame or Dark Phoenix?
Endgame, of course.
Endgame, of course.
And I've only got like 3 weeks through it comes out. So.
That's only 3 weeks now?
Yeah, it's like the 25th, 20-something of
20-something of April.
Whatever the Wednesday is.
And you're telling me that there's no midnight screenings?
There is no midnight screenings. Yeah, I was keen to go to a midnight screening, but I couldn't get any in New South Wales.
Which, it's not going to hurt them at all, but why make that move, do you reckon?
I don't know.
What is up with distributors in Australia not having a midnight screening?
Yeah, also, like, the tickets went on sale the other day. It was, like, the 3rd, and it's, like, coming out on, like, the 24th. Like, there's 20 days pre-sale tickets. There's pre-sale tickets for things that are coming out in 6 months. Like, I was going to put it to you. Is this maybe because the movie's not finished?
Oh, I would not say that. No, not at all.
You don't think that?
I don't think that. I think they're just trying to make it more exclusive, and I don't know. It's just I all think it has to do with marketing. There's no way they'd be running behind. The ship is too strong to be having scheduling issues because of an unfinished project.
Because they did do a lot of reshoots again on this as well.
Oh, did they?
Yeah.
I haven't been following the Endgame. But reshoots for these guys would just be like, I forgot to get a close-up of Captain Marvel's hand.
Right.
Or the reshoots, I haven't got the coverage of this person saying this. I doubt it has anything to do with storytelling-wise or the film not being tested well.
Right.
I think they know what they're doing. And the reshoots would just be, I don't know, just little inconsistencies. Or wouldn't it be nice to have a shot of the ship doing like this or whatever? Or wouldn't it be nice to have a shot of them walking in... I think it's just extra stuff, just to make it more polished, more cool, more badass. I doubt they'd be in any trouble. That's the scenes aren't testing well. What are we gonna do? We're gonna have more Thor being funny or whatever. I really doubt they're not peddling like that. They know what they're doing. So that's why I think any sort of marketing stuff that they do, like no midnight screenings or pre-sale tickets not for showing up for a month, is just to sort of like, I don't know, sort of like build up the hype, I remember back in the day, I remember reading it, for Jaws, they only showed Jaws in X amount of theatres. They didn't open it to any more theatres because they wanted people to line up and wait and talk about and sort of really build that word of mouth.
All right.
Just to make it a real big event screening.
Right.
Yeah, so that's what I think they're doing.
Yeah, my thoughts also were if it wasn't fully put together yet, there's a lot less chance of spoilers. So if they left it till the end to fully put it all together, Like it's all done, but it's not all fully put together yet.
Yeah, that could be a thing too. But
that was my thoughts.
Yeah, it could be an interesting theory, but yeah, they're a well-oiled machine now. So any sort of reshoots,
aren't they? What? Yeah,
they just
22 movies or whatever it is.
22 movies in, licensed to print money.
You see, they're doing that too. You can go watch a movie marathon, 22 Marvel movies. It takes like 3.5 days or something.
What do you think about this runtime for Endgame? It's clocked in at 3 hours.
Yeah,
that's Tarantino length. Who'd have thunk that for a superhero movie? Oh, it's going to be 3 hours. What? You'd have to be 22 movies in for distributors to be happy with that. Because ideally for, not distributors, exhibitors, they want to get the movie seen as many times as they can.
Yeah.
So the shorter, the better. So if a movie goes for an hour 30, they can show it X amount of times. But if a movie goes for 3 hours, they can only show it significantly less. Either that, or they kick other movies out of theaters to make space so they can get more 3-hour sessions.
They kick out those dodgy DC movies like that Shazam.
Shazam's gone. I haven't seen it. I'll probably enjoy it, but
get out of here.
It is going to get smothered by Endgame when Endgame shows up.
Why would they bother with something like that?
With Shazam releasing so close to Endgame? Because they're arrogant DC. Arrogant Warner Brothers.
Right in between Captain Marvel and that.
I think it's because there's a... I don't know how true it is, but you look at the release dates of most superhero movies, they tend to be towards the start of the year.
Yeah.
I think that market research or whatever would say, oh, people want to see superhero movies between, say, January and July, and have like the end of the year be for Star Wars and all sorts of other things. Like that's when everyone thought Aquaman was a stupid move because it came out in November. I was like, superhero movies don't come out in November. It's going to get creamed or whatever, blah, 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 blah. But I think I'll have to do the research, but I'm pretty sure most Marvel releases or most superhero films come out at the start of the year.
Yeah.
And I think it's very arrogant of Warner Brothers to try and kickstart their superhero movies with like Shazam or whatever opening in between Captain Marvel and Endgame.
Yeah.
Or any other studio of any other film that's sort of PG-13 entertainment. Yeah. They're not going to go see your
close
movie.
to that. Yeah.
They're not going to go see anything besides that. That is the event. They're not going to release, I don't know, Aladdin next to Endgame.
Yeah.
Because most of the audience is going to go see Endgame. So you'd only want to release a film that is totally different to Endgame. So like a drama piece for the oldies to say, I don't want to see all these superheroes. I don't know who this Captain Marvel is. So, yeah, really crazy time and very arrogant of Shazam to release around that time. I still need to see that.
Shut up and take my money!
All right, Mutant merch time. I told you I've been getting busy with the action figures. They're already up for display. They're up there. Brooksy, you've got a bit of Mutant merch. I'll go first. I'm a big Marvel Legends guy, everybody. So all the Marvel Legends relating to X-Men come over to Brooksy's house. All the non-X-Men stuff stay at my house. So the ones that we've added today is Shatterstar from Deadpool and Deadpool 2. I had to customize him up a bit. I had to paint up his swords because they were just a real flat grey sort of colour, the same as his boots. So I'll run a bit of gunmetal grey through there and a silver highlight to make him look all charred and everything. We got X-Men animated series Wolverine style with the yellow and blue classic stuff there. And I think Brooksy's favourite, Sasquatch.
Oh, yeah, baby. He's massive.
He's big and everything. The Sasquatch Build-A-Figure is massive and it's really cool. So we'll pose him up there and we'll take a picture for social media later on. And that's for my Mutant merch. And so even in 2 months, I've only bought 3 new action figures. But these guys are hard to find because we're stuck here in Australia and there's no more Toys R Us. And Kmart, Target and Big W aren't helping me out. So I have to go into eBay and Facebook Marketplace and Gumtree to find my toys now. But yeah, slowly building up the X-Men action figures. We have to get you a glass display here, Brooksy, because the bookcase is not cutting it for me.
I don't have that much room here in the Generation X-Men studios.
Get rid of these damn bookcases. I'm only playing. It's your house. But yeah, you got there's this Dark Phoenix toy I'm seeing here. What sort of brand was that?
That is a Rock Candy pop vinyl. I don't know what they call them, pop vinyls. It's just a Funko rock candy, I guess you call it.
Yeah, the Funko brand.
Yeah. So that one was from the Marvel Collector Core. I think it was the January box. I got it because I got a big collection of the Funko pop vinyls
that's right.
of all the X-Men, and there was an Angel one in there, so I needed to get it. So I got it. So I come with that. I come with this rock candy Dark Phoenix, which I'm not a big fan of, so I've taken that one out of the box, and that's just out there.
I'm an out of the box collector. Brooksy is not. He's got all
not pop vinyls. No,
and his pop vinyls, they're all got their bloody case protectors.
All in
and
boxes,
everything.
all in cases. So also in this box there was a X-Men. What is it? The Professor's School for the Gifted.
School for Gifted Youngsters notepad.
Notepad. So we're going to give that to Crowfer when he comes over to write his notes in.
It's so cool, that thing.
It is.
It's like Henry Jones's diary. It's like leather-bound note-taking thing. I was like, I want this, man.
So there's that, and there was a Wolverine pop pen as well.
Yeah, that's right.
My favourite thing was the Beast socks.
Yeah, he's got these furry blue socks on at the moment. I said, shouldn't the toe thumb or the big toe be on the side?
So yeah, they're toe socks. So
Yeah.
they got their little toes, so they're like a glove but for your foot, and they're all furry like blue Beast. And I said yes to Bender that Beast doesn't actually have 5 toes, does he? So it should only have like the 2 or the 3.
I'd have a big one coming off the inside of your foot that your toe's not supposed to go into. That's how I'd make it.
So yeah, that was my collection.
But that little Phoenix there, what's he called again? That's the brand.
The rock candy.
The rock candy. I really like those better than the pop vinyls, actually, because it's just throwing me the box here, because they're still cute. They've still got the really big head, but everything's sort of the body's not that much tinier than their head, so you can see the sort of pose. The sash on her hip is swaying in the breeze. Her legs are crossed over. She's got 2 fireballs in her hands. Her hair's all crazy and her eyes are mad. I'm really into these rock candy ones. You should, if they come in any more loot boxes or whatever they're called, get some more of them, because these are sick.
I think there are a couple. I think there was a Mystique one.
Oh yeah.
I don't know whether there was another one or not. I didn't really look into them because I'm like, I don't want to start collecting anymore.
Well, mate, I'll start collecting them for the X-Men room, because I like looking at that one. That's badass, man.
There you go.
And seeing how you don't care for these ones, just get them out of the box. Yep. I like to let them breathe. Get them out of the box, get them displayed, get them posed. And they're already in a pose, so they're more like statues rather than pop vinyls. Not saying the pop vinyls aren't posed. I mean, see Logan over there, he's got the claws out and everything, but the focus is the head. And with this rock candy, you can see the whole thing. So that's a really neat display figure, that one. They come in anything other than X-Men? Or they got...
I think they do, yeah. I really haven't looked them up.
I wager they wouldn't have the range, the selection range as the pop vinyls one, but, mate, I'd collect those.
I'm just looking it up on eBay now. Rock candy.
What's the price? If they're cheaper than pop vinyls, that'd be sick.
I don't think they are.
No, that's a shame. All right, let's take it home. Find our podcast on iTunes, Podcast Addict, Pocket Casters, Stitcher, and YouTube. Subscribe, rate us, and give us a review. Pretty please, with sugar on top. Take 5 minutes and give us an iTunes review. We'll read it out. We want stars and feedback, people, so if you've got something to say, we'll read it out on the show. Like and share our page on Facebook. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at GenXmenPod for Meme Monday, Marvel movie news, and all things X-Men. Or you can body slide into our Facebook DMs or contact us by email, generationxmenpodcast@gmail.com. So what's up for us next time, Brooks?
The next one we're going to go to is number 36. It's from Season 5, Episode 5. So we're going back to Season 5 for Long Shot.
Brooksy, I'm not feeling confident. Based on our last visit to Mojoverse or Mojo World, whatever it's called, with Long Shot, I'm not thinking I'm going to enjoy.
So not only is it Long Shot in Mojoverse, it's also Season 5, weird graphics and weird... weirdness.
Weird drawings. Oh, that might make it more interesting. Or we'll have something more to say about it.
This is another lost one. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so maybe there's 2 episodes of this too. Maybe you should have a look.
This has sparked my interest. I might be looking all right next time. All right, that's it from us here at Generation X-Men. Wherever you are in the world, thanks for listening, and we hope you had a decent shot of X-Men nostalgia. Next time, we've got Long Shot with Breakdown, Tally Time, Claw Draw, Mutant Merch, and maybe Marvel movie news. Like the Terminator, we'll be back, and we look forward to your company then. Thanks for hosting, Brooksy.
No worries, Bender. Take it easy, mate.
Hasta la vista.
See ya.